Econometric Society provides funding to young scholars in our 4 emerging regions of Africa, Asia, Australasia, and Latin America to attend meetings and have access to reduced cost or free society memberships.
It organizes meetings in some schools in emerging.
Tomamos asiento. Muchas gracias por venir. Thank you very much for coming to Universidad del Pacífico, and in particular to Lima. This is a very special La SEA LAMES conference because this is our coming back to presentiality. So we hope you enjoy all the sessions that we have prepared. We hope that you enjoy your staying at Lima. And of course, what we would like you to do is to share your knowledge to improve our career. Thank you very much. I would like to give an applause to everybody who is here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, I would like to invite Francisco Ferreira, Chico, to get, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I would like to invite Arlette Beltran, who is the Vice President of the University in charge of research here at Universidad del Pacífico. Thank you very much. ¿Te vas a hablar ahí, no?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you today to the Universidad del Pacífico. It is my great pleasure to give these opening words to the La SEA LAMES Annual Meeting 2022. With your permission, I will continue my speech in Spanish. 10 años atrás, en noviembre del 2012, la Universidad del Pacífico tuvo el honor de ser por primera vez anfitriona de la conferencia anual La SEA LAMES 2012. La responsabilidad que ello significó en aquel momento nos llevó a poner todo de nuestra parte para lograr una organización impecable y tengo la seguridad de que lo logramos. 2 premios Nobel, varios economistas muy destacados nos engalanaron con su presencia. Ofrecimos un total de 146 sesiones con más de 600 participantes, entonces solo de manera presencial, provenientes de más de 25 países. Recibimos muy buenos comentarios de los colegas que asistieron. Fue realmente una experiencia extraordinaria. 10 años después, 2022, asumimos nuevamente el reto, con el mismo compromiso y esfuerzo, que se ven reflejados en las excelentes conferencias y sesiones que hemos preparado y de las que disfrutaremos estos 3 días que se avecinan. Tantas cosas han pasado en estos 10 años, nada menos que una pandemia que ha puesto de cabeza el mundo entero. Pero antes de la crisis sanitaria ya enfrentaba el mundo importantes retos en distintos ámbitos. Nuestra región en particular mostraba un proceso de desaceleración económica explicada en buena parte por el lento crecimiento mundial y los moderados precios de las materias primas. De igual manera contribuían con ello las crisis políticas que se observaban en las principales economías de América Latina y el Caribe. Una mención particular merece Venezuela, país en donde la situación económica, política y social, experimentada durante varias décadas, provocó que millones de ciudadanos dejaran su hogar y buscaran refugio en países vecinos, desencadenando una crisis migratoria de gran magnitud con consecuencias para todo el continente. Fuera de la región, el crecimiento de China le permitió posicionarse como la segunda economía más grande del mundo, solo por detrás de Estados Unidos. China ha crecido a tasas promedio superiores a 8% al año durante más de 3 décadas, siendo además el mayor consumidor de materias primas e insumos de todo el planeta. Uno de sus proyectos más ambiciosos de desarrollo de infraestructura comercial, la iniciativa de la Franja y la Ruta, se inició en el 2013 y en la actualidad ha integrado a más de 140 países, de los cuales 20 de ellos son de nuestra región. Según estimaciones del Banco Mundial, este proyecto impulsaría el PBI de todos los países involucrados en al menos 4% y generaría una reducción de los costos de comercio de aproximadamente 2% en la región. Cabe resaltar también la guerra comercial desatada entre Estados Unidos y China, específicamente por temas de posicionamiento en el liderazgo económico mundial, manejo tecnológico y propiedad intelectual. Ello se tradujo en una disputa arancelaria entre ambos países que tuvo una tregua a comienzos del 2020 con la firma del acuerdo al que denominaron Fase 1, el que sigue en permanente evaluación. No obstante, la tensión diplomática que se vivió entre ellos por 18 meses no solo afectó a las dos economías, sino también al crecimiento mundial. De otro lado, vivimos la salida del Reino Unido de la Unión Europea. Luego del referéndum del 2016, que resultó favorable a dicha opción, el gobierno británico comenzó el proceso de separación que se concretó finalmente el 31 de enero del 2020. Reino Unido ha reiterado que sus principales objetivos serán mantener una zona de libre comercio y evitar una ruptura abrupta de las relaciones diplomáticas. Sin embargo, esto se traducirá en un cambio estructural con respecto al comercio en la eurozona, el cual representa una gran parte del Producto Mundial. No cabe duda, sin embargo, de que el gran evento de la década y probablemente del siglo ha sido la pandemia desatada por la COVID-19. La emergencia sanitaria causó, antes que nada, la pérdida irreparable de más de 6 millones de vidas que realmente lamentamos profundamente. Pero también tuvo importantes efectos en la economía. La disminución del valor de las principales monedas de los países de la región, índices históricos de inflación, informalidad y una mayor deuda pública para las economías emergentes. A nivel mundial, los grandes problemas en las cadenas de suministro han puesto en jaque los procesos de producción y en cuestionamiento las decisiones sobre dónde y cómo producir. La globalización parece haber sido retada por el aislamiento que impuso la necesidad de poner a salvo a millones de personas en todo el mundo. Esta crisis en el suministro de bienes a nivel mundial, generada en buena parte por la creciente demanda mundial de bienes de manera remota, contribuyó fuertemente con los problemas inflacionarios. Otra fuente de aumento de precios estuvo relacionada con la reacción, en varios casos excesiva o mal implementada, de los gobiernos a nivel mundial, de entregar volúmenes importantes de dinero para contrarrestar la caída de la economía, el desempleo y el cierre de negocios y empresas. Asimismo, enfrentar esa poco usual combinación de bajo crecimiento y precios en alza ha provocado una reacción de los bancos centrales por elevar cada vez más las tasas de interés, a fin de frenar el aumento de los precios, lo que generará sin duda efectos colaterales importantes en el empleo, los mercados financieros y los niveles de deuda de los países más pobres. Para poner la cereza del pastel, la guerra entre Rusia y Ucrania viene teniendo fuertes consecuencias, no solo desde el punto de vista humanitario, que es realmente lamentable, sino también en los mercados energéticos internacionales, con desabastecimiento de petróleo y gas y precios en alza de estos importantes productos. Ello no hace sino contribuir con la inflación a nivel mundial y la desaceleración del crecimiento. Este difícil contexto mundial que acabo de describir, y particularmente la crisis sanitaria que hemos vivido los últimos años, han puesto en evidencia la importancia de la ciencia, y de la nuestra en particular, para enfrentar los problemas que aquejan a la humanidad. Creo que por lo mismo que ahora somos más conscientes de la inmensa responsabilidad que tenemos sobre nuestros hombros. Con ello en mente, volvemos a reunirnos de manera presencial, y me alegro mucho por ello, a propósito de esta importante conferencia, con la intención de poner sobre la mesa los fenómenos económicos, sociales y políticos que hoy nos confrontan, y analizarlos, sí, a partir de nuestros modelos e instrumentos económicos y financieros, pero teniendo en cuenta que ellos han requerido revisarse, replantearse, reinventarse, para dar cuenta de la nueva realidad económica mundial. Estoy segura de que estos días de compartir conocimiento, información y propuestas serán de una riqueza extraordinaria y nos permitirán seguir evaluando y consolidando nuestro entendimiento en estas etapas novedosas y retadoras que nos ha tocado vivir. Así también como construir una sólida evidencia para la implementación de políticas públicas que permitan aliviar los graves problemas que enfrentan nuestros países y el mundo entero. No quiero terminar estas palabras sin agradecer a todo el equipo que ha estado detrás de la organización de esta conferencia, liderado de manera impecable por nuestro vicedecano de Economía, el profesor Pablo Lavado, para quien pido un aplauso, por favor. Mi reconocimiento especial para el comité organizador, a quien hemos torturado todos estos meses, conformado por Ana Damer, por Alberto Chong, por César Martinelli y por Pablo Lavado. A todo el equipo de la Facultad de Economía y Finanzas, conducido por nuestro decano, el profesor Juan Francisco Castro, y especialmente a Rocío Pacheco, por su invalorable apoyo logístico y administrativo. Gracias también a las distintas unidades de la Universidad del Pacífico, que han colaborado con tanto cariño y esfuerzo para que todas las actividades que se produzcan resulten de la mejor manera posible. Empecemos entonces a disfrutar estos 3 días de economía, de discusión y también de rica comida y camaradería. Bienvenidos a la CEA LAMES 2022, bienvenidos a la Universidad del Pacífico, bienvenidos al Perú. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Arlette. Now, I would like to invite our 2 beloved regional institutions. First, Chico Ferreira, la CEA's president. Welcome, Chico.
Thank Thanks very much, Pablo, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. It gives me enormous pleasure to add my own words of welcome to those of Pablo and Professor Beltran to these joint meetings of LACEA LAMES in 2022. They are the 27th annual meetings of LACEA, and they celebrate two anniversaries. The 60th anniversary of Universidad del Pacífico, our hosts, and the 30th anniversary of LACEA. Although it's the 27th conference, LACEA was founded in 1992, so we are marking this year our 30th anniversary, and there's no better way to do it than by returning to in-presence meetings after the 3 years, really, since the 2019 meetings in Puebla, Mexico. So we're delighted to be here. But as Arlette was saying, besides the celebration, there's a lot of hard work to do. The last 2 years with the pandemic, 2019, probably represent the greatest global shock to the world since the Second World War. The latest estimates I've seen from the World Health Organization for the number of excess deaths during the years of 2020 and 2021, so those are excess deaths in addition to just the COVID deaths, are almost 15 million people. The decline in GDP per capita, global GDP per capita in 2020 was in excess of 5%. So 1 in every $20 or pounds or soles produced in the world were lost in that year, and the recovery since then has been uneven. And a number of countries, including many in our region, have not yet caught up to the level of output that they had prior to February and March 2020. Globally, again, this crisis saw the largest increase in global extreme poverty since the numbers started to be collected in the mid-'80s and early '90s. Far larger increase than in previous crises like the global financial crisis. And in addition, we are now seeing, for the first time since the Second World War, a major land war in Europe, which in addition to the geopolitical crisis in Europe, has led, obviously, as we know, to big food and energy price increases around the world. For our own region, it was one of the most deeply affected by the loss of life and by the loss of economic activity. The country we're in today, Peru, was one amongst those who suffered the most in terms of both life lost and poverty increases. The region has also suffered massively from human capital depreciation caused by school closures during the lockdown, which we are only now beginning to understand. The magnitude of the losses to human capital, to child learning, to health and nutrition in early childhood, which will leave a sort of perverse legacy for many years to come. As was already said before me, macroeconomically, the world responded to that crisis by borrowing and spending a great deal. And of course, for those of us who don't generate world currencies and print world currencies, this has reduced fiscal space very considerably and creates an additional challenge for macroeconomic management and public investment in the years to come. Politically, as Professor Beltran already mentioned, the world and our region both face a great degree of polarization. And to top it all off, there are serious risks involving climate change and involving, in particular, the approaching tipping points in a number of areas of the world. And in our own region, this includes the Amazon, which of course partly sits in Peru, where we are today. So the challenges are very considerable. We have a lot to talk about over the next 3 days. The program that was put together by both associations looks very promising indeed. There are papers addressing pretty much all of the issues I've just raised, as well as making, the regular contributions to economic theory and econometrics and empirical economics that we normally see. All of this would not have been possible, of course, without our hosts, the Universidad del Pacífico, and I would like to express on behalf of LACEA our profound appreciation and our thanks to the rector, to the Vice Rector, Professor Beltran, to the other Vice Rectors, and in particular, in a very special way, to Pablo Lavado, who's our conference chair. We've already had an applause for him, but I think he deserves two, so let's do another one. I'm also grateful to the program committee heads, in addition to Pablo, to Anna Damert, Alberto Chong, and Cesar Martinelli, to my counterparts in the Latin American chapter of the Econometric Society, Aureo de Paula, who unfortunately couldn't join us, but you'll hear from him in a moment, and Jean Lafortune, and to the LACEA team that worked with me, our Vice President Marcela Eslava, whose pictures we saw earlier on the screen there, Angela Fonseca and Elena Zadic. I must thank, because it's very important that we recognize these things couldn't happen without our sponsors. They are the conference sponsors. I want to thank in particular the LACEA institutional sponsors, many of whose representatives are here today, the World Bank, the IMF, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Corporación Andina del Fomento, the United Nations Development Program, Banco de España, Banco de Chile, the Bank of International Settlements. Just before I end, I'd like to make just a small announcement about the LACEA Journal. So as you all know, we have Economia, the LACEA Journal, which we've had for many years, and it's a great contribution, I think, to the quality of the public debate on economic policy in the region. And I want to announce that Economia is in a transition. It's no longer going to be published by the Brookings Institution Press. It's going to be now published as an online free access journal by the LSE Press, the London School of Economics Press. And with this transition, we hope that there'll be a new vigor and a new flow of really excellent papers to the journal. And I'm very grateful to Gustavo Bobonis, who's here, and Irene Brambilla, the two editors of the journal. The agreements with LSE, don't tell anyone, it is a public secret, are about to be signed next week. So hopefully we'll all be in place, and we look forward to a very lively and productive new phase for Economia. With that, and my thanks again to our hosts, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chico. And now, since this is a hybrid format conference, we are going to begin our opening ceremony with a virtual presentation. Aureo de Paula is going to talk from London. It's a pity he couldn't make it, but he is also giving an opening words in this ceremony. Please join Aureo.
Hello, can you all hear me? I hope the sound is clear. Thanks so much, Pablo, for introducing me. My name is Aureo de Paula. I'm the head of the Regional Standing Committee for Latin America of the Econometric Society. As Pablo and Chico mentioned, unfortunately, I cannot be there with you. This was not on purpose so that I could test the hybrid capabilities. I very much wish I could be there, but I had to pull out at the last minute. I'm sufficiently disappointed that I haven't yet unpacked, and I promised myself to have a pisco sour pretty much every evening of these coming 3 days. You probably already saw the video that was produced by the Econometric Society, so that saves me a lot of words, and I promise to be brief. I would like to start by, of course, welcoming you all to Lima, to Universidad de Pacífico, to LACEA and LAMES, but also to welcome those who will be following the event virtually. Organizing a hybrid conference is a monumental effort, and from what I can tell, being on the other side here, things started very well already. I would like, on that note, to thank the Universidad de Pacífico, and in particular Pablo and the whole team in Lima for their tireless efforts in putting all of this together. I would also like to thank the central office at the Econometric Society, who assisted the local organizers in many respects. As Chico, I would like to extend my thanks also to the LACEA team, the program committees, and in particular to Cesar Martinelli, who is the program chair for LAMES and has put together a phenomenal program, which I hope you will all enjoy. I would be remiss not to mention the sponsors for the Econometric Society. I should mention the Fundación BBVA, the Shaw, Cause Foundation, Google, Two Sigma, and Amazon Science. So we're very grateful to their support. But would also like to remind you that we are, above all, very grateful for your engagement and your support. After all, both LACEA and the Econometric Society are the people that are associates to those associations. So I hope you enjoy the coming 3 days. You have a lot of very productive interactions. Enjoy the seminars, either virtually or in person, and enjoy Lima. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Oreo. Thank you. Now, I would also like to thank the program committee, who was composed by Ana Damer, Alberto Chong, and Cesar Martinelli. So I would like them to give some words in this opening ceremony as well, because without their support, the program couldn't be finished at time. Thank you very much, and Ana, please, an applause for Ana.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to be very brief. I know you want to go for coffee and chat with colleagues, and it's getting cold in here. So, as I said, welcome to LACEA LAMES. Bienvenidos a LACEA LAMES en Lima, Peru. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the LACEA committee. We receive about 600 submissions, and the LACEA committee and Alberto and myself review all the submissions. I would like to thank as well the different LACEA networks who have organized different sessions, invited sessions, and also contributed sessions. So you will see, like, for example, LACEA Economic History, LACEA Inequality, and there are different other networks that have created different sessions. And finally, I would like to thank, of course, at the University of Pacifico, la Universidad del Pacífico, especially Pablo and Luciana, who have heard so much from me, and I apologize. Luciana, I haven't met her, by the way. ¿Todavía no ha venido? But thank you so much. Oh, she's here. Thank you, Luciana. She was in charge of sending the emails. You have heard from her a lot. But as I say, enjoy Lima, enjoy the sessions, and I hope to see many of you today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Thank you.
I'm Cesar Martinelli from LAMES. I'm going to say first, welcome, especially to all participants that have come from afar. I know it's complicated to travel since the COVID emergency. So many thanks to all those who have decided to come, accompany us nonetheless. I'm going to say also many thanks, muchas gracias to Pablo Lavado, and extensive to his team, to Rocio Pacheco and Luciana Cáceres for all the work making this event possible, a lot of work, and for trusting me with coordinating the program committee for the Latin American portion, Latin American Econometric Society portion. And most importantly, thanks to the members of the LAMES program committee and the LACEA program committee, friends and colleagues who volunteer their time and their effort helping to put the program together. I'm just going to give some just rough idea. We received like over 200 submissions for the Latin American econometric part. Interesting distribution, 28% empirical economics, 21% macro, 13% economic theory, 9% econometric theory, and then some fields. Interesting, a reflection of the empirical turn of the profession and of the biases of the researchers in the region. We have put together 29 contributed sessions with 100 papers, and we have also 10 invited sessions with 28 invited speakers. Having some top-notch colleagues, including well-established but also junior researchers, has always been an objective of the meetings, and I'm very happy that we are hitting the mark again. So no further ado, thanks. Muchas gracias to Universidad del Pacífico for the hospitality and for staying always at the forefront of teaching and research in economics in Peru. Muchas gracias.
Okay, finally, I'm going to speak in Spanish. Muchas gracias por venir. Y también me gustaría dar las gracias a los sponsors locales que nos han acompañado a organizar esta conferencia, al Banco Central de Reserva del Perú, a la Superintendencia de Banca Seguros y AFP, a Intercorp, Alicorp, Asbank Redes y Alicorp. Así que muchas gracias y declaramos abierta la conferencia. Enjoy these 3 days of conference. Now, we should go to the building H where we made the registration. Thank you.